We are here, this is the first one of a series of monthly meetings that we're going to be having as long as we're able to keep these foot patrols going. And this was part of the proposal that we made to get these foot patrols going. It's 6 police officers or 7 police officers every night on foot in the city of Wilmington. They move around from week to week depending upon what it looks to the police department like where they're needed. So the first couple weeks of the month, last month, they were in the northeast area of the city. If you've seen them the last couple of weeks, they've been here in the West Center City area. And Inspector Harris, who's here with us tonight, has been really an integral part of making sure that this program works. And also I saw Kathy Jennings, who is our state prosecutor, who has been instrumental in helping this get started. And Emily Cunningham, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff in the Attorney General's office, is here as well. That's the program. There's 6 or 7 officers a night. They're on foot. They're sent to the areas of the city where it looks like, from looking at the crime data, that they ought to be. They augment the increased number of officers who are out in cars all throughout the city. And I will tell you that, and this is part of it as well, once a month we want to sit down with the residents who live in the neighborhoods where the officers are patrolling and find out how's it going, are there ways that we could be doing this better. And also part of the goal of this is just in a broader way to try to improve the dialogue between the residents of the neighborhoods and the police officers, and this is part and parcel of trying to do that.
This is a good program. We've been doing it since March. County has been doing it on Sundays for us. They have since gone. So April, it's 7 days a week. We have officers. A supervisor will be walking with the officers at all times. Right now you see them in the West Center City, and they're from Washington Street to Monroe, from 2nd to 8th is the areas that we have identified as problematic. So that's why they're here. We're trying to reduce the number of incidents occurring in this area. And the only way to do that is putting them on foot, and we have done that.
I was just wondering if the foot patrol is part of the recommendations that, I don't remember the name of the people that came down to do the crime study. Was this part of that recommendation?
Their recommendation, and Kathy was actually on the commission, so she'll flag me if I'm wrong. They made a much more general recommendation that they thought that the city should have a unit that would move from 2 different parts of the city as the crime statistics dictated. And I don't think that the report was really very specific as to whether they ought to be on foot or in cars. So what these officers are doing is very similar to what the commission report recommended. I think what the commission report was recommending was that the city do it with city officers, not with overtime officers and not with non-city funds. But in terms of what it would actually look like to someone who's seeing the officers, I think what they're talking about is similar. And as Inspector Harris mentioned, this really is happening side by side with the expanded officers in cars that the city has had out for a number of weeks now, right? Probably a couple months. So, and I think it works well in tandem. I mean, in fact, in the areas where I've been with the foot patrol officers, you have the foot patrol officers walking around and interacting pretty directly with people who live in the area, and the officers who are in cars are circling around. You see them every 5 or 10 minutes in the cars as well. So if you live in that area, and a number of the people who are here live right in this area, I mean, it is a very noticeable difference, sort of a different feel to the area than it was before all this was going on.
My name is David Murray. I grew up in Wilmington, Delaware, all 28 years of my life. I read the newspaper, I watch TV, and I watch what lots is going on in the city that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, I do think that it's very valuable for us to be able to hear from you in terms of what you think we could be doing better, because we want this, ultimately we want this to work.